Hello and welcome. Today we are in the Tier 6 Soviet light cruiser, the Makarov. So, I noticed that quite a few people are unexpectedly getting Makarovs, and I wanted to see what kind of suffering they are into, or what is in their future. So I decided to play the Makarov. She is the Tier 6 Soviet light cruiser, but actually she is a Nürnberg. No, not a Nürnberg, she is the Nürnberg. She is Nürnberg with the Soviet name after Germany capitulated. And she is very, very, very similar. You might expect her to be overpowered compared to the Nürnberg, but no, that's actually not the case. She has slightly less maximum range, like 200 meters, slightly better concealment, like 100 meters, and I think better medium range anti-air, and everything else is basically the same. Also, we are in a Tier 8 game with an aircraft carrier, of course, so this is going to be great. Particularly because the only other Tier 6 ships are a Budyoni and the Shinonome, and I guess Molotov and Farragut on the enemy team. So yeah, this is perfect. Oh god, I already got hit by a battleship. That was actually like 15% of my damn HP. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, but I think I'm just gonna back off a little bit. So, because she's a Nürnberg, that means she has pretty decent HE DPM. She has pretty good HE... No, actually she has very good HE penetration. 38 millimeters for a light cruiser. This is amazing. And she actually has good range too. But the shells are, you know, kind of as they are. They don't hit hard because German HE, obviously. And she is about as squishy as wet paper. Parseval striking the Surrey. That's good, because it means he's not attacking me, because it's not like I can do much about the CV strikes. But battleships really like shooting you. Cruisers as well, but mostly battleships, because you're just free damage every time you basically take a shot at them. Those don't look like they're aimed at me. I'm surprised. And delighted, because I get to take less damage. Also, I'm gonna go try to follow this Colorado Bismarck, etc, because, again, I'm a ship that cannot really do things on their own in a match like this. Ooh, a Farragut! If we could significantly damage the enemy destroyer, because they only have one destroyer, this would actually be very, very good for us. Ooh, 1600 damage. Ah, that was bad aim. You can't blame the ship on that one. That was just me. Come on! Only 300... No, not even 300 damage. Oh well, we did something. And the Farragut is really, really low. If Shinonome ever runs into her, the Farragut's gone, but I guess... Never mind, the Surrey actually finished her off. So actually, we're in a pretty good spot now. We have a destroyer, the enemy doesn't. But it's not a domination mode game, so it doesn't really matter as much whether you have or don't have a destroyer. So I'm gonna play really passively though. I would really love it if these guys just pushed, and then I could like hide behind those islands and fire at the enemy, but I think chances of that happening are low. I am gonna go near those islands, so unfortunately that does put me further ahead than many of my allied ships. But I need the cover of those islands. I can't be too far away from them. And as I go into that cover, I'm gonna get shot at quite a bit, I think. Because who wouldn't want free damage, right? Hopefully I just don't take too much damage here. Oh my god, my aim is so bad! These are... They feel really floaty, and even when they do finally hit, they don't deal that much damage. Yay, 600 damage! Oh, he missed. everything. Oh, we sank the Scharnhorst. Excellent. AP is actually pretty good on this, if you can pen. Sadly, you often just can't pen because it's a light cruiser. And a pretty low tier light cruiser at that. But it's worth trying sometimes. Like, that actually did a decent chunk of damage. I mean, yeah, it's only 1600, but that was just my front turret, right? If all 3 turrets had been able to fire over the island, that would have been a good 4 or 5k. I mean, look at this. This is every turret hitting. 6 shells, actually. And only, what, 2000 damage? But they can cause fires, which obviously can add up to a lot more damage. Man, Kansaws are just perfect targets. They're big, they're slow, and it's really easy to just aim poorly at them, apparently, because this was a complete and utter failure just there. The shells looked like they were really close, but there was no chance of hitting them. I just didn't lead enough. Far away enough, that is. They're big, slow, and easy to hit, and that's why I'm not hitting basically anything. Oh my god. Aerroon, you're so bad. But at least she's far away, so the shells clear the island. And the Makarov does have enough range to be able to do that. Also, one mistake I'm making is I'm not firing often enough, because the reload is pretty quick. I need to click on the button more often than I'm doing right here. I like how it doesn't say anything about not being able to shoot over the island, but it actually still can't shoot over the island. No, Molotov, go away. Go Molotov somewhere else, please. Thank you. We could set that Kansa on fire, this would be great, because then she would go down, most likely. Okay, so it's the front ones that aren't going over. Oh, goodbye. Did you enjoy those CDs? And hey, we've actually won this side, which is very good news. By the way, speaking of what has recently been going on, my headset actually died, well, headphones died recently. You know, one of those things where if you hold the cable just right, things work perfectly, but if you let go, nothing works again? Well, unfortunately that has happened to my headphones, so I had to get new ones. And I'd be curious to know, what would you recommend I should have gotten as headphones? Because I ended up buying the AKG K361s. They haven't arrived. It'll take, well, Amazon said it'll take a week for them to arrive, as in 7 days, which is actually pretty fast for Amazon where I live, but I'm just curious, what would you guys have gotten? Anyway, back to the game. I'm gonna head more towards the middle. We seem to be winning pretty handily, but it's still always better to be in a position to at least counter what the enemy is doing. Oh, and it seems our Shinonome actually went to where the enemy DD was. So I guess that made the enemy quite annoyed, because they would have to fight a destroyer that they can't counter. Other than the CV, I guess. But I mean, it kept our side kind of free, and now we're gonna envelop the enemy most likely. That KGV is sailing away. I could fire at Igniza now in terms of range, but she is behind the giant. Actually, maybe these shells can actually go over the island. I mean, if I don't try, I won't find out, right? Oh yeah, they can! Oh, nice. Nice. Oh, I'm actually first over here. Maybe I should back off a little bit. Yeah, they can go over the island. That's very good to know. I'm gonna start turning away because they're most definitely gonna fire at me once I get... Yeah, I'm spotted. Let's pick on the Edinburgh. Now, the good thing about the Makarov and the Nürnberg is that they have two of the turrets at the back, so when you're actually sailing away, you can get most of your firepower still onto the target. Pretty sure Gneisenau fired on me again? Oh no, I didn't see that one. Oh, this is gonna hurt. No. Oh, that wasn't too bad. We can do that again. But yeah, I should have paid more attention to what the CV was doing, because that could have ended up going very, very, very badly for me. And Gneisenau fired on someone else. Good. Come on, please, can we get another fire on the Edinburgh? So that the fire sticks. Is she damage conscious now? Parseval has AP dive bombers. I wonder whether she's gonna come for me or go for the Gneisenau. For winning the game, I think Gneisenau is a much more important target, but you never know what these crazy CVs might do. Okay, Edinburgh went down. Excellent. Now we're gonna go for the Gneisenau. Actually, you know what? I wanna know from the Germans in chat. Is it Gneisenau or Gneisenau? I could look it up, but it's easier to just ask you guys. Oh, ours went down. Okay. Does this mean I have to fight that thing alone? That would be unfortunate. Why is she looking... Oh no, she's not looking at me. Why does this torpedo have so much range? Okay. I was scared there for a little bit. Initially I was sure it would run out, but then it just kept going and going and going. Oh, she has used Demicon. This means that if we set her on fire, that's a permafire. Then we can finally swap the EP and maybe deal the same damage. Oh, she's turning in. That's also good news, because it means that for her turrets, I'm going to be on the wrong side, so she will have to turn them for a while to be able to point them at me. Unless she turns the entire ship, of course. She's angled now, though, so AP doesn't really do much. I'm paying attention to where the turrets are pointed. Since they're pointed that direction, I don't have to worry about being shot at. And how do I know if she changes her mind? She probably locks onto me. I'm gonna swap the AP because she isn't angled anymore, at least not quite as much as before. And hopefully we'll deal more damage, since we are at a decent range now. I think she was looking at the torpedoes and not my ship. Anyway. The battleship's down. Now we're gonna go for the KGV, which is far away, so it's gonna be difficult. There is a Parseval ahead of me, so I think chances are the CV is gonna start attacking me soon enough. Because every CV is gonna protect their ship, right? Well, most CVs. But that's not the case so far, so... You know what? The fact that I didn't realize the CV was attacking me, I'm gonna blame it on my headphones, right? Because this is such a cheap headset, or that sound sounds weird. It sounds as though everything is... like my ears are blocked. It sounds kind of like that. And sound cues like anti-air going off, they basically don't exist. I am surface one. So either there's a Zara... No, Zara's planes are 19 kilometers away, so the CV is right there somewhere. Well, I guess we know exactly where she is now. Oh, only half of the HP I had left. Not bad, right? Oh my god. But at least we're dealing significant damage in return, right? So maybe it's not like the end of the world. Okay. She's coming in with rocket planes. I don't know if she can citadel with when I'm angled or not. Well, if she can't actually hit my ship properly, then no, but I don't know if Parseval is capable of citadeling a ship like Makarov. If the CV weren't angled, I'd use AP, but she is angled, so... Let's turn away from the planes as much as possible to try to lower the chance that she gets citadels, but she only needs like one, right? Oh, she missed everything. Excellent! The angle still isn't good enough on the CV, but we're still firing HE. Oh. Oh no! No, 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 Parseval, no, please, 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 please don't, please don't, please don't, please don't, please don't, please don't, please don't. Oh, we're still alive. It's okay. That's all that matters. Come on. Aw, Prince Eugen got it, but that's okay. We at least survived the battle. As a tier 6 ship, a Makarov at that. 127,000 damage. Shot down 10 planes from a tier 8 aircraft carrier. I even got a Confederate, and I sank 2 ships. What more do you want? 2,043 base XP. You know, okay, so I guess I'll give my opinion of the ship, because I might have played this ship before, but not anytime recently, and I don't really like the Nürnberg. I still don't like the Nürnberg, or I guess this ship. But I think this game kind of goes to show that if you get lucky and or you're good enough, I think it'll still work even in games where the odds are really not in your favor. I think in this case it was mostly luck. The enemies just didn't target me. But I think part of why enemies don't target you is your positioning, right? Like remember the Gneisenau? And as I was going on the other side, if Gneisenau wanted to fire at me, she would have had to either turn her ship or turn her turrets, and turning turrets can take a good 30-40 seconds. And then after she does sink me, she actually has to turn the turrets and our ship back again. And that can take a lot of time, because, you know, if you don't sink the ship immediately either, maybe you just wasted all of that time. Maybe they can fall into concealment or something like that. And so positioning can matter quite a lot there. However, I think in this case I was kinda lucky. The CV struck me a few times, but the CV kinda also failed. You see, one of the things is that when you're turning, right? When you're turning towards the when you're turning right, your ship slides slightly left. I've shown this with CV gameplay before, with dive bomber strikes. But when you're turning, your ship slides in the other direction that you're turning in. A little bit. The faster the ship, the more it slides. And this is going to throw off the aim from aircraft carrier players. And I think this is kind of what happened here with the rocket planes. Because I was turning towards where the planes were, I was sliding in the other direction, and as a result, you know, the rockets just ended up falling short. I'm sure the CV player will learn to deal with this over time, but it's just something you have to realize. But it's also something that, at lower tiers, works particularly well. Because enemies often don't know how to counter this, or that, the ships can do something like that. So this ended up working really, really well, and this might give you the impression that Makarov is a great ship. I don't really think so, but it's not like a bad ship. It's a Nürnberg, but it's playable basically. Here's the damage. The reason I got so much XP is because that's a tier 7 ship, tier 7 ship. Wow, Scharnhorst as well. Tier 8 ship, tier 8 ship, tier 8 ship, tier 7 ship, tier 6 ship, tier 6 ship, tier 8 ship again. because I ended up fighting ships that were mostly 2 tiers higher than me, I probably got a lot more XP. Also, I survived. Huh. Yeah, I got shot at by like everything, but the CV did most of the damage I took this game. Just basically one strike from the CV could equal the damage that everyone else did. That is kind of crazy to think about. Like, I don't see where the balance there is. But then again, tier 6 isn't supposed to really trade well against tier 8. So, let's take a look at the Admiral Makarov in port. First, the commander skills, I guess. Because it's a tier 6 ship, I decided that I'm gonna use just a tier 12-point captain. So, priority target, adrenaline rush, then demolition expert. If you're gonna use this captain for later Soviet cruisers, then you might want to take superintendent. Just because later tier ships have heal, and then superintendent becomes mandatory. But because I have enough other captains, I don't really care about that. I mean, look at this, right? Look, see, 19 points. Now look at this. So I don't really, like, I have enough captains that I don't really need that. So I take demolition expert instead, then concealment expert, and then expert marksman. I don't really know if this is the best build, it's just something that seemed to be fine. Upgrades wise, it is as expected propulsion modification. I think this is an extremely good upgrade, and you should use it pretty much everywhere where you can. Then here I use turret traverse just because, I don't know, the other ones don't really make that much sense to me. Don't really need dispersion, this doesn't do anything, this doesn't do anything, and this doesn't do anything either. Then damage control. If you have the special Hydra upgrade, then you could use that, but I don't think it's worth mounting on a ship like this. And then main arms modification 1. So yeah, I mean, we can go over the armor layout, but it's really paper. 16mm bow. Actually 16, let's see, what kind of caliber do you need to overmatch this? You need 230mm guns to be able to overmatch this. So you're not actually that scared of like tier 8 heavy cruisers or something like that. But you are probably scared of American armor piercing, because your side plating and your deck is like 25, 20, 19mm, and then your citadel sits above the waterline, and it basically has no armor. So even when you angle rather well, an American cruiser can hurt you really, really much. That's some interesting English. And battleships, obviously, none of this armor matters. They just go through you. Every battleship goes through you. I think even the tier 3 battleships overmatch all of this. So, well, except the deck, I guess. But you're gonna fight tier 7 and tier 8 battleships, which are just gonna overmatch your deck armor too. And at that point, you're just food for them most of the time. Which is why you want to utilize your 16.3 kilometer range and just stay far away. If you can be behind islands, then do that, because that's a really good idea. But anyways, the ship actually looks quite nice. I really like the armor, or the camo scheme. Like, it kind of... No, actually I know what I like about the camo scheme. I like that it's clean, that it's not full of rust everywhere. It looks nice to me. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would like to thank the patrons on Patreon. Thank you very much for your continued support, and I hope I'll see you guys next time.